Um, Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for being here. My name is Joseph Sacco. Thanks to the media team that took the time to be here. First of all, let me first start with the introduction of the leadership team, and followed by our dedicated and committed volunteers from around the world. That was myself. I am Joseph Sacco. I am the Executive Director of the Liberia Medical Mission. And on my right is our hardworking and no-nonsense Deputy Director, Roberta Williams. On my left is Dr. Remeta Simon Sampon. She is the head of our mental health program, lead person. And next is Dr. Cherno Silla. Dr. Cherno Silla is the Chief Medical Officer for the Liberia Medical Mission. And part of the leadership team is Mr. Ben Weaver. Ben Weaver, of course, is the Biomedical engineer for the Liberia Medical Mission. Other leadership team members could not make it. Dr. Chima Major is the lead person for the eye. Okay, so that's for the leadership for now. Let me also introduce our medical doctors. I will start from my right. We have Dr. Aisha Sharif, Kalindi from the state of Nigeria, specifically Abuja, which is one of our eye surgeons. Next to Aisha is Professor Wali Montazamil. Professor Wali is the founder and CEO of BHCP, right? Is that right?
That's close enough.
Okay. Correct me because it's going to be in a print. So if I, just do the correction because I don't want it to. I want it to be reflected correctly in the news, in the print media. So, Professor Wali is part of the mental health, team responsible for the workshop on mental wellness. Been here a couple of years, and thank you so much for joining us. Next to Professor Wali is Dr. Jeremy Joseph. Dr. Jeremy Joseph is based in Washington, D.C. in London. Sorry, I want to bring you to America. It's also our eye surgeon. They're going to be doing our cataract surgery for us. Next to Jeremy is Nancy Gray. Nancy Gray is part of the CPR training team. Has been with Biomedical since 2018. Next to Nancy is Joanne Gray from Atlanta. Will also be part of the CPR team. And next to Nancy is Davida. Davida is a registered nurse from Pennsylvania. Next to Davida is Mr. Samuel Sacco. He's based in Ivory Coast, specifically Abidjan. Came to, he runs his own non-profit organization, but been following up the Biomedical Mission online and decided to come and join us. Kind of learn from us and see whether they can replicate that in their country. Next round, joining us, even though she's been here for a month, she is our own local volunteer in the U.S. in Philadelphia. Lisa Paul, we call her Playson. Playson runs her own NGO, but she has been here a week now, probably 3 weeks. She brings toys and other items to schools and also to hospitals as well. We have Mr. Lansing Sacco. Mr. Lansing Sacco is a plastic and chemical engineer by profession, retired now. Liberia Medical Mission since he's retired, but not tired yet, according to the president. So he's helping out this year. Next to Mr. Lansing Sacco is one of our surgeons that are going to be in the Western Cluster Dr. Christopher Madison from the state of Ohio. not only a general surgeon, but also robotic. Y'all hear about robot? They may operate a robot. So, yeah, I know I've already introduced Ben already. So our sister Joy Ferguson, Joy lives in Pennsylvania. Has been here twice now, right? This is your second time? Okay. Joy, is one of the dedicated U.S. volunteer. Every occasion that we organize in the state, she's always at forefront, organizing it with Rob. Thank you so much for coming to Liberia. So I know we've been waiting for our local representative, but I'm hearing that they are bereaved and they are at the funeral. So fortunately, she won't be able to be here. I may not be able to call all the names of the our local young, energetic volunteers, nurses that joining us. So I am going to give you the opportunity as you stand and introduce yourself, the local team. So just start from next to Mr. Sam, the first person. Yes, just introduce yourself briefly. Okay, you choose. Speak a little bit louder so that you can capture it.
I'm Shania Chia, a volunteer.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Angela Kunti, a volunteer. I'm Josh Elder Thomas, a volunteer. Joyce Square, a volunteer. Reminder Faith, volunteer. Catherine Arisa, volunteer. I'm Martina CB, volunteer.
Thank you. And of course, our media relation person, our one and only Lucia, who organizes all these media stuff for us every time we are here. Ms. Lucia, let people see you. You're doing a wonderful job. Okay. First of all, let me just I will give a chance to elite persons and some of our experts to give them probably 2 or 3 minutes to kind of explain to you. I'm just going to give you the overview of our mission this year. For some of you that do not know the Biomedical mission, we are a non-profit organization registered in the United States, and also we're registered in Liberia. Okay, so we are a local NGO here as well as in the United States. The Biomedical mission was created by Liberians. These well-intentioned individuals came together to see the need for the formation of such an organization that will cater to Liberians. As we all know, there are so many healthcare challenges in our country. So as a result of that, we saw the need at least to make sure that we come together to form such an organization. Since 2016, almost 9 years ago, it was formed. We have made probably close to 8 mission trips to Liberia, and we have provided more than $16 million worth of medication and medical supplies to the people of Liberia. This year, we have a team of professionals that came from all over the world to come and provide these needed services to Liberia. Let me start with the I team. The I team, we will have about 3 international doctors. Dr. Kalimbi, Dr. Jeremy Joseph, and Dr. Richard Moore. He's actually arriving tomorrow. They will be in Buffalo. And our local ophthalmologist, a young and brilliant and active lady, she will join our ophthalmologist, our visiting ophthalmologist in Buffalo. We have targeted 100 cases to give a site to 100 Liberians who need these services, whether they are unilaterally or bilaterally blind. Because I strongly believe that without your eyes, you are just a walking dead person. All right? You cannot do anything when you are blind. Many people that we have helped in the past will confide into us how appreciative they are for these services. I remember in Ghana, after one of the surgeries, a lady came to me that she has been praying to God to take her life because for the past 7 years she has been blind. She will have to wait for people to come from the farm to feed her, and sometimes she didn't even know what she was eating. Okay, so every time she went to bed at night, she would ask God, well, if I am to be like this, I would prefer to be dead. All right. But because she couldn't see anything to at least to take in, to commit suicide, so this is why she has been like this for the past 7 years. These are some common testimonials that you hear all the time. And that shows to you the enormity, and the critical nature of this mission. Here are individuals that have been like this for 7-10 years. Just imagine that. But because of Liberia Medical Mission, that has brought so much relief to them. Okay. So this would not have been possible without the coordinated, without the commitment from all of you, both the local and the international volunteers. Sometimes I was at we're coming from the airport. Every time I see this mission, I sometimes cry. To see all of these individuals. For some of you that do not know, let's say for instance, many of these people that you see here, that they run their own practices. A week, if they tell you how much they are losing, sometimes 20, 30 to 40,000 a week, just to come to Liberia to serve the people. Sometimes sit down. If it's not because of the love of humanity, we can't pay these people. We can't pay them. Can't pay them. So sometimes, even with all the frustration, but we want to thank the President, His Excellency Joseph Boakai, and his administration for the level of reception given to the Liberia Medical Mission and the level of appreciation that they have shown our team. This is what we expect of our government and the people of Liberia. As I was chatting with him yesterday, I told him, even money, you cannot pay these people. Even their services cost you cannot attach price to it. So I just want the media to let the Liberian people know, all of these people, including the local volunteers, everyone paid their ways to come. They closed down their practices. Some of these people do not have any connection to Liberia. Zero. But these sacrifices that they have made, we have to acknowledge those sacrifices. That is, you could come to the hotel and just tell them, welcome. that makes them feel good. Okay. But I think the president, as the father of the nation, has done it all on behalf of Liberia. We're going to show him that the Biomedical mission will work hand in hand to make sure that we change things around in this country. The other thing that I also wanted to tell you, the local volunteers, you guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Many of you leave your homes, we do not pay you a dime. We know the economic condition in Liberia. Many of your peers, some of them will say, well, hey, even at $25 you're not give up. I said, my son don't even have $25. If you want to come and learn and serve your country, that's fine. We're open to that. But if you can't offer my $25, I'm very sorry. So, all of you, look at the monetary aspect. Some of you, it's a young girl who told me that she walked somewhere around by town because she couldn't get motorbike because she was very much interested in this mission. She walked. So I want to appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for your services. It's not easy, but we'll get there. It's all about Liberia. It's all about Liberia. We will be providing so much training. So like I was saying, the eye care, the mental health, Dr. Simmons Sompon and her team, Professor Wali, and the rest of the team have been doing an amazing job. You know, anytime you call mental health, like someone was telling me, the reason why people not come because when you call mental, they tell you Zogo. You say, oh, I'm gonna go sit in Zogo class, then people will just be saying, say, maybe they may not correct in the head. They have a complete misconception. Okay? So sometimes then I will say, okay, you know what? Everybody needs wellness, mental health, and some so you can. We all look. We went through so many things in this country. I heard the president myself. I said, look, he said, he was telling my ear. He said, look, all of us, because of the war, everyone was traumatized. So we need this kind of training. Last year, through the some of the workshop that was conducted by there's a lady that at the gender ministry. 3 years later, then she came and said, Nzako, he said, I didn't know. Every time I went to the office, even people came to my office then and greeted me, I would just have attitude. I didn't know why. You know, I'm getting paid, but people that are coming to see me in the office, the service that I needed to render to them, I feel that, you know, I feel guilty within myself, but even my husband and my children, I just feel horrible. He said, but after that workshop, he said, my life is different. You know, he said, even my co-workers, sometimes I laugh at, you know, with everyone, then I interacted, you know, I've been even friendlier before. So people ask me, what has changed? He said, yes, man, then when you come in the office, hello. He said, well, you know, I welcome everyone now. He said, even my boss. So that is the importance of some of these training and workshop. So I want to say thank you, Dr. Simon Sompon, thank you, Professor Wali, and the rest of the team for the wonderful job that you are doing. So we will be having these kinds of workshop and training in Monrovia, and we're getting requests to go to other places. We will we'll be in Bomi, we'll be in Cape Town, we'll be in Buchanan. Liberia National Police have expressed interest. They have over 75 people that would like to sit for this training, and they have also registered for the CPR training. We just need to finalize all the schedules, and there are more requests that are coming. Once the information went online, we're getting more requests today. So I want to say a big thank you too. to the mobile clinic. We are doing mobile clinic. Dr. Sila, who is our Chief Medical Officer, the team of nurses and doctors, wonderful job. Okay. The last time we saw probably about, with us that going to Nimba County, people going to different places, we saw nearly 5,000 patients. People will work from in the morning to in the night. Catherine, I want to point out that she has been with us for so many years now, almost close to 10 years, and she has been doing that. Yes. Catherine is indeed a veteran of the mission and a hardworking lady. So they went all around. Sometimes they will work. They will use their, the flashlight from the camera. Work up to 10 o'clock in the night. I must applaud you, Dr. Sila, and your team for the marvelous job. Continue to do the good work. We'll be in different locations this year. We'll be in Bentall. We'll also be Jacobtown. We'll be Lokin Town, and we'll also be 72nd. Hopefully in consultation with the leadership and Dr. Sila, because some of our providers are leaving Friday. I am going to propose that Friday morning we have a friends, family and friends, and if we're lucky to have a local doctor, we may continue the following week, then we'll publish that. But while we have international doctors with us, we'll take advantage of that Friday morning before they leave. Then I will do family and friends right here in the hotel. That will be my suggestion to them. That's subject to change. If the bosses, they are doing the work. If they say, well, no, we gotta go in the field, who am I? So I just have to follow them. All right. Go back to the CPR training team. One of our doctors who will be flying in tomorrow, amazing young surgeon, Dr. Patient Green Dakwa, will be flying in. She's an amazing trauma and general surgeon as well. Going to be working with Dr. Madison, both in Birmingham and at possible Cape Mount, starting next week to do some more hernia cases. If all goes well, we'll be doing some hernia cases at Tomenberg and also in Cape Mount. Okay, so for this year, for the rest of the team, we have the biomedical team, who's getting a lot of requests from all the hospitals. JFK wants their equipment inspected. Cadillac Hospital, they have sent a request. Buchanan has sent a request. St. Timothy has sent a request. Cape Mount and Birmingham has also sent a request. So basically, this is it's going to be a very busy man going around. And JFK, EAWA, they've all sent a request in. So I want to say a big thank you to Uncle Ben without his interception, because this is all coordinated teamwork. Without his expertise as well, none of the hospital will work, because they're sending everybody now to Ghana because some of their teams they are not working. So he will take his time at least to do some check. If it's something that he can fix, he will fix it. If not, then he'll recommend to them. But he will also be in the field very busy. The total package for this year in terms of medication, we're looking at probably close to $500,000 worth of medical supplies and medication that we're bringing. Usually we are in the millions, but because the nature of our mission this year, our donor, they usually airline for our medication. They were hit by the natural disaster in Los Angeles. So we had to, thanks to all the team, they had to spend countless nights trying to pack those medication to bring them on board. Finally, I want to also, before I turn over, our local sponsors, I want to say a big thank you to them. Jamal Purified Water, that's a Liberian-owned business. This water is just like a water from the US. I can't stop drinking it. I love it. So from here, as part of our, I'll be visiting the site just to go and tell them thank you. So this is when I come into the from the States, this is what I drink. Okay, this is what I drink. So standing from you over there, tell your friends, and we need to support them, Liberian-owned businesses. I want to say thank you to Aminata and Son. I want to say a big thank you to the National Port Authority, the APM terminals, and all the local businesses that have been, even in the past, whether they contribute this time or not, but they have been very supportive of our mission. Okay? And to my beautiful family, my wife and the children, I want to say a big thank you to them, because without them, I won't be doing this. Okay? So, children for allowing me to be all around. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to pass on the lead people, and Alisa to give us 2 or 3. They are the expert subject matter experts. From there, if you guys as the media, then if you have any questions, we'll be able to Alisa answer those questions. And that, then I will start with Dr. William Simmons from the mental health, and if well. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies first.
Yes, sorry, your brother. Thank you all for having us. It's always nice to come back. I've been coming with the team since 2013, and it's really a blessing to be back every time, to be back to Liberia to serve our people. There's a need. A lot has been said. I don't want to repeat anything, but it's always great to come back, and at least from a mental health perspective, we've been able to do a lot over the years, recently included RAP, but over the years we've done a lot with training for trauma. We've done work on different kinds of mental health conditions, depression, schizophrenia, what it looks like, how to treat it, things like that, and how it takes all of us really to treat it. As you all know or may not know, we really only have still only have one inpatient mental health facility in all of Liberia, and it's not up to par. There's a need. Thank you, Dr. Silla, I saw all my meds. I was so happy. I was so excited. There's a need for medication. There's a need for everything. Even beds. People are sleeping on the floor, or sleeping on the frames of beds and things like that. And it's really hard to be able to meet people's mental health needs when their basic needs are not being met. So whenever we can come and just assist in any way we can, it's a blessing, honestly. So we're glad to be here. I'm glad to be here along with Professor Wally and anyone else from mental health that is that's on our team. We want to really just be grateful to you all. There's a lot to be said, but y'all know we're all traumatized. I was talking to Greg, the Inspector General for the police, last night. Okay. And he was saying, he was basically talking about his own trauma and saying, we're also traumatized, we don't even know that we're traumatized, right? And I was sharing a little bit coming from the war and then going to going to America, and the people are having the July 26th July 26th celebration, July 4th in the States. And the moment the firecrackers was going off, I was already ducking, looking for my own place to hide. And because trauma lives in our bodies and we don't even know it, we internalize it. We don't know until we're faced with a particular situation that triggers us. And so we're here just to bring awareness, to educate, to join hands, and to work as a community so that we can all heal together, because it's more than just our physical bodies that's important. Our minds and our bodies are interconnected, they're interrelated. When you have high blood pressure, sometimes a stress can cause your high blood pressure. When you put the stress down, the high blood pressure goes down. So, and that's just one of many, many, many things. But thank you so much again. We're honored to be here. We're blessed to be here. I will leave it at that. We'll turn it over to my big brother.
Thank you.
Well, Dr. Sherman Silla. I'm the Chief Medical Officer for the Biomedical Mission. I'm a born Liberian. I left prior to the war. But as she said, everyone is traumatized. My story is a little bit long. I'm going to keep it very brief. But it's always been a pleasure to come back to Liberia, come back to a country that you love so much, that God will give you the opportunity to earn something and come back in whatever you have earned or learned to help your own people. This year, the feeling is a little different. And I don't know why, but it's different. And we appreciate everything that the Liberian government has done so far. The president, the Minister of Presidential Affairs, yeah. I was jogging early in the morning, at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I reached to the Famoma building, and I was shocked. I saw the sign. I saw the president. I thought there was special envoy coming in. Right, so I saw the president, and I saw like they were welcoming someone else, and at the end, I saw the Liberian Medical Mission. I said, what?
We've arrived.
I said, Julia, we arrived. And I did thumbs up. And I took the photo for myself. I was so proud. And that gave me more motivation to even run. I decided to run for 40 minutes. I went more than 1 hour now. It has never happened for the past 10 plus years. So we really appreciate everything the government have done. And we'll do the best to serve this country that we came from with everything we have, whether with government support or not. We've been doing it without government support, and we'll even do more with government support. Right? And for the volunteers, I'm telling you, you don't know how much you give into your country. There's an opportunity for you, right? Certain things you're born with it, and you start at an early age, right? So don't think you're giving something free. You'll get something in reward that you would never imagine. You understand? So keep that in mind, right? When you're serving people, it's not you, it's the people. But the reward you're going to get, you'll never forget it. We come, the satisfaction we get when we leave from here is nothing compared to the work that I do to pay me. I'm telling you. And I work. When I say work, I work. I don't get that satisfaction. I love my patients. I smile with them. But when I come here, the satisfaction I get, I tell everybody. I get excited when I'm telling people at work what we do for a week. Then everybody wants to come. Right? So, just be brief. It's always a pleasure coming back to Liberia. And, I've not only done this in Liberia. I've been to Haiti. I've been to Ghana. I've been to Guinea. Right? So it's always a pleasure helping people on the surf community, even in America. So
I want to add something to what you said about seeing the banner, because I was just in I was just in Ghana in October for a mental health summit, and I was really honored to be brought on by the first lady and so forth, and the reception. One person. I wasn't a group, we've come with much larger group before. I was just one person at the airport. I was already met there. They had security walk me through this. They had a driver assigned the entire time that I was there. I was staying at a very beautiful resort, living my best life. But and it was just to come and speak. And let me tell you something. I was the only Liberian on the panel, which made me very proud to be representing my country. But there were other Liberians in the audience that I didn't know were Liberians because they could ring the tree like nobody's business. And then it wasn't until afterwards they said, "Oh, sister, we're so happy to see another Liberian." But the most important thing for me was that was the way in which Ghana honored one insignificant person. So just imagine an entire group of people. We've been doing this year in and year out since 2011. To be honored this way, you said something feels different about this year. I'm like, yeah, because finally it's like somebody is saying, you know what, I got your back. Let me partner with you. Somebody in particular, meaning the government, you know, the government of Liberia, our dear president. It makes you want to do more. It makes you want to recruit more. It makes you don't think about closing. You were talking about someone else who can close down our businesses and come for the couple of weeks. You don't even think about it because you say, what? It's worth it. It's worth it every time. We'll do it over and over and over again. And when we have partners, it makes the work so much easier. So I just wanted to add that. And again, you know, thank you for the some of our local volunteers. Some of your names here, so I will come. And some of you I directly communicated with on Facebook. My bad, but we have your fun pictures. Okay, thank you for volunteering your time. All right, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's. So Wally, you want to say one or two things?
A privilege, I would say. Unfortunately, I always feel honored when I have an opportunity for the team. One of the takeaways I would say that I'm bringing forth, and that is an opportunity for people to take ownership of their life, rather than leasing our lives to jobs or even to family members. As parents, you know, it's a challenge to be a parent, meaning you're going to have more than anxieties. You may have deep sadness because parenting in itself is a challenge. We're bringing to the table again is evidence-based practices. Dr. Simmons mentioned RAP. RAP has been around since 1997. Again, I've been blessed to be part of the leadership team that was governing the way that we presented RAP. But when 2019, 2020 came, and I saw the devastation globally, after that, I told the leadership team, this is an opportunity for us to upgrade. And I was not in the majority. And so, being true to myself, my purpose in life, I decided with a few others, we will upgrade and bring in transformational language, as Dr. Simmons and probably others have said. Mental health is not a friendly concept to people. So what we're bringing this time and have been doing for years is stay healthy at any age. Yes. So the curriculum is named that. Stay certified. Stay healthy at any age by living RAP first. So if you choose that, you may not have to go for medication. So it's an honor to be able to work with people, volunteers, you're invited. There's space for you to contribute. So I welcome all of you to come. And again, like someone mentioned about the police chief, as the previous police chief, he said, when we first met in 23, I'm losing about 100 officers a year unnecessarily. Law enforcement, like healthcare, is a hazard occupation, and stuff happens. Strokes, cancer, heart disease. So my work is about prevention. Prevention, prevention, prevention. And if we can have self-help tools, then we won't have to worry about some of the chronic illnesses and some of the other life challenges that we have just by being human. It's not a label. We are going to experience sadness sometimes. Happy is not going to be every day of our life. So I look forward to working with the local team, the citizens, so we can take ownership of our life and live the life the way we choose. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I want to say something about mental illness. I want to say thank you to the actors and nurses that bring this to our kind that almost took my life because of the illness. I was in the Sake Center for 6 good months. It was not because of God and my children. I was not going to be in the streets. I almost lost everything. And thank God today that I'm alive. It's true. It is true. I'm not joking. It's real. And thank God today that I turned around and asked myself, what can I do that will put me into this, my NGO, and started helping people outside, even in America. So the mental illness is true. You can even get money, you can be money woman, you can get whatever you get on this earth. It doesn't care who you are, it only cares to sit in you. So if our doctor can bring it to us, we should embrace it and make use of that opportunity. Thank you, our CEO, for bringing me on board. I was always crying to be part of the team coming to Liberia. Helping over there in the warehouse is not enough for me. What enough for me is to be part of it here. And thank God that I'm part of this today. And I promise that I will push my vacation behind now. Instead of coming in March, I will be coming in February every year.
Okay, Dr. Jeremy, Joseph, and Dr. Lindy, let's hear from the I team. Without them, then we'll have a lot of people. Ladies first. Yeah, right? That's the ladies first.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure as always to be here. Really happy to be here. This is the second time I've joined the Liberia Medical Mission. It was a brief encounter, incidental the last time, and a wonderful experience. I kept in touch with many of the team members. Developed beautiful relationships with my brother here, Joe, and Dr. Simmons, and Dr. Roberta. Wonderful group of people, and I was very disappointed for not being able to make it last year. I was previously engaged, it was short, and then I'm glad that I was here this time around. So the first thing everybody asked me because I had an outreach in my village just like a week ago. I just came back, and then I was like, I'm traveling again, and they're like, where are you going to? I said, Liberia for an outreach, and the first question is, how much are they paying you? And I'm like, okay. They're like, they're not paying me. It's like, why are you going? It's like, because it's an outreach. Well, outreach programs, surgeries, outreach programs have always been a passion for me. So I always, if I have the time, the energy, the health, the knowledge to help, I always put first. So this is a wonderful opportunity. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a beautiful kind of feeling to give sight, to help those people that you know can otherwise not help themselves. It's never about the money, it's about the impact, it's about what you tell God. And then He's placed you in a position to help. Why don't you help? It's not. So this, what you're doing, it's beautiful, and I hope to always have the opportunity to be a part of it. Thank you for inviting me, thank you for having me, and it's very wonderful to be here.
You want to say something, right?
Yeah, but it's hard to follow all these comments because I'm only a simple surgeon and competing with a psychological team who have the gift of the gab. Yes. It's very hard to say anything, but it's a privilege for me to be part of this team, to witness the infectious enthusiasm of Joe and the rest of the team, and I've been infected by that. So it's a great honor to be here. It might just be worth actually talking a little bit about what a cataract is, because I think we mentioned cataracts, and a cataract is basically the lens in the eye goes hazy. And when that happens, if it's of sufficient severity, can make a person go completely blind. And it's a shocking thought that there are something like 20 million people in the world who are blinded by cataract. And when you consider that a relatively straightforward operation, which costs about $100 US, is denied 20 million people in the world. We have such affluence on the one hand in some countries and such poverty in other countries. I think it's incumbent upon me as an individual to try to redress that balance, and at least in a very small way to try to alleviate the suffering of so many people around the world. So it's a great privilege to be part of this expedition and to help to contribute. Thank you.
CPR training?
Oh, me. I was expecting that. We are so excited when it comes to the CPR training. That is a life-saving tool. And I'm just excited to give back. This is what I do a lot of times. I give back to the community. It's my passion. So I'm from here. I spent a lot of time in the States. I grew up in the States, but my birthplace is here. So it's an honor to come and give back. And CPR training will save life. And so I have to say thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So on behalf of the leader, you want to say on behalf of the visiting nurses? On behalf of the visiting nurses? So this is the first time?
Yes. On behalf of the visiting nurses, I just thank you. I know our profession is not like getting anything from there, but the passion, the way you care for your patients, they give you more passion to like, I want to do more. I want to do more. And like you always happy doing more. And I will always tell those nurses coming up, this is not about the money. It's how you do it. Sometimes you say, I can't do this. Oh no, this is passion. You don't even feel it. Once you are a nurse and you're doing this, you don't even feel that this is nasty. It's not. Because you have the passion doing that. So I just want to say thank you guys for volunteering, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to the team.
May I say something about that banner? Oh, the banner that Priscilla was talking about. Right at this spot, I grew up, I lived in the house right next to that banner over there. And I watched presidents come and go, dictators come and go. To drive by this morning and see that banner, it was a revelation for me.
Wow.
It's good that we have partners who are willing to help us come along and do the things we do. Or when Brother Sako proposed 2 years ago about his mission, in fact, I had just been in Liberia a month early.
Yes.
And they asked me, oh, I want to go to this house because I've already been there. I've been already snooping around trying to figure out what I can do. So now you give me a vehicle, I'm just going to ride right along with you. So it's good to be with Liberia Medical Mission and provide that service that people cannot afford. I mean, it's a blessing that goes both ways. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ben, medical, biomedical.
It's funny, the biomedical engineering was funded because of safety. You go in a hospital, people, the doctors do their work. Sometimes they are on a patient, on a bed, and patient on a bed, but electric come in because electricity pass through our body, and if you touch like that, the electricity always want to go to ground. So we go to that patient and kill the patient. So we said that person was just all right, and the doctor killed him. So now when the biomedical engineering, like he all hospitals where I work and other things, every month you have to be sure all the equipment are tested, because that's the problem that people face. And doctors can do their work, but every time in my department, sometimes if equipment come, if Biomed cannot touch it, the doctors cannot touch it. So they make it compulsory that everybody train whatever it is that the doctor be. The doctor is really aware of what is happening. Like when my first medical mission I went to was in DRC. When I went to DRC, I was moving. That was my first time. I was scared. I said, let me just go and see, because they told me, okay, in United States, oxygen is green. In foreign country, is blue. So I have to remember all those things. Then when I went and met the surgeon, instead of he telling me what to do, he told me, our lives is in your hand. So I told him, I said, what do you mean by that? He said, NLD equipment, electrical surgical machine, we can be electrocuted, everything. You have to be sure that everything is perfect. That's why sometimes in Biomed, we check some of the operating room and other things. One of the main things that you try to check is to be sure that the anesthetic solution that they use is not coming back in the operating room. And those things are hassle. Sometimes people that are in their childbearing age will never born if they inhale those kind of solutions. So those are the things that we have to be checking about negative pressure in the operating room, like the waste is going outside instead of coming in. Even though the doctors can be doing their work, but you are surgeon, you're doing everything, you're not checking again from the anesthesiologist machine to see what is happening. So like here, when Joe told me, I said, okay, I will be part of it, and since then, I have been. Even places I go like Brazil and other things, everything may stay the same, but we all have to be sure. Safety, that's the reason why the Biomed do safety in a hospital, because the bed that the patient is sleeping, that bed can be hassle to kill the patient. See, you have to be careful to check, especially like in Liberia now, we all using 220. 220 can just hit the heart. Then we have second thought. It may be like, maybe to throw medicine on the person, or the doctor didn't do good work. See, so those are the, to avoid the blame, that's why biomedical engineering was founded. So again, the volunteers, I was supposed to meet one guy the last time, he and myself, hold a microscope together at JFK, but I tried to call him, look like his phone is off. But again, I thank everybody, the doctors, the volunteer, everybody, the supporting staff. That's why we all are supporting staff. So I thank you very much again for this thing. And thank you.
Thank you all. I want to hear Kathleen on behalf of local nurses. You want to say just 1 minute remark on behalf of the, because you are the most senior that been with us.
Yes, we just want to be, I just want to be so grateful on behalf of the volunteer, the local team. We are so grateful to the Liberia Medical Mission. They have been a great help to us. I mean, for the past years, these people have done a lot of sacrifices. You know, sometimes I can remember we rode motorbike that Uncle Joe was saying, to get to the site, it wasn't easy. Sometimes we work over time, 10 o'clock in the night in Kanta. you know, and it was like that, but I was enjoying it. I was enjoying it because they make me to enjoy it. They beat my conscience. They beat my conscience. Whenever I want to get tired and then I look at them, I say, these people come from a long way. If they can do this, I can do more for my and that gave me the strength to work more. So my colleagues, let us all work. This is a volunteer work, but you will learn. And the more thing you will learn, you know, I'm a nurse, I'm a BSc nurse, but we really had a problem when it comes to mental illness when it comes to nurses in our country. And the Liberia Medical Mission helped me a lot when it comes to that, because I look at how to care for patients and I walk into it because our field is unique. I walk into it, and now, if I tell you when I leave work, my patients look for me. They go to the hospital, where is Arinzi? Where is she? Where is she? That's what the Liberia Medical Mission did for me. They taught me how to take care of my patient, how to be kind to my patient, how to treat my patient with love. And that's what I really learned from there. I appreciate you guys a whole lot for the training you gave to us. For me, I perform like an international nurse among my nurses. Where did you take your training? I said, I'm trained by some nurses and doctors from America. And that I carry on me everywhere I work. And every patient I care for. When I swear I took my training, I said, the Liberia Medical Mission train me. And I say again, may God continue to bless you, give your strength on behalf of our country. That God give your strength, provide for you, and always you'll be with us to share the glory of God in our lives.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. You have heard everything. I will now pass on to the boss lady, to the media, if they have one or two questions for our experts here. Then before, just give a couple of minutes. If you guys have any question regarding the Liberia Medical Mission and the goal of this year's mission. So now I turn over to our media guru, Lucia. Let's give my boss a big clap. He organizes this thing every year, so that has become our tradition. Even when we don't have a what it goes, then I just said no. This has become a tradition over the years, and we just gotta do this. Again, I want to say thank you. Thank you for everything that you have been doing for us.
Thank you, Mr. Saka. Thank you for your services to the country. And we also want to say a very big thank you to the President, Dr. We want to say thank you to His Excellency, Joseph Braga, for the first time since I've worked with the Liberia Medical Mission. My first time seeing publicity like this from the leadership. And having dinner with you people, helping to pay bills, it lifts up my spirit and to do more. But for now, I would like to talk to my colleagues. We have volunteer services here. Everything we do for medical mission is free. I want them to also know that it's free. If you're a broadcaster, you work with the Bureau newspapers, the television, the print media, just know that it's FREE. They are all volunteers here. We should also help to volunteer our services, not only to them, but to our country as well. We should help them in everything, in every way, because I've traveled with them. I've gone places, I've seen what they have done, and they have also given me the urge to work more. My question has to also go through all our thoughts. We are about to ask questions. We have to go deep into what is about to take place. And to you, Dr. Simios, we have a lot of questions, even though you see me, I've tried to be silent, because I want to give the colleagues chance to ask. But if I ask a simple question, I don't know how you manage with the mental ill people. How do you call them? The Zogos? But no, but they are more than the Zogos. Liberia, the Zogos are the thieves. But the people that are mentally ill, in my Liberian language, I say the Christian people. How do you get along with them? Because I saw you the last time you were feeding them. You sat down and you were having conversation with them.
I mean, I think the key is recognizing that we're all humans and we're all vulnerable to experiencing some kind of mental health challenge at some point. You heard from our very own sister, our own challenge. I can speak to some of mine, you know. I think life happens and sometimes you go through your own stuff. But the way that I get along with them, honestly, is just by having a heart of compassion and knowing that when it's all said and done, there's nothing that's irreparable from my perspective. And I think that I am grateful that Liberia is a God-fearing nation, because in addition to what we know from science and what we know from a behavioral health perspective, we also know that, you know, when people have hope, they do better. So we deal with them by being compassionate. We deal with them by remembering the humanity. We deal with them by looking beyond the symptoms that you see. I'm gonna speak Liberian English.
Yeah.
You know, so like me telling me sit, I can switch.
Yeah, I want you to switch. I don't want you to speak Liberian.
Yeah, all right, I'll just be like, yeah, no, I mean, the answer remains the same. It's really looking beyond what the person looking like. You know, I don't see them as crazy people. I will share an experience. I wish Mama Roberta was here. We were on the plane one time. I think it was about 2018 or 2020. There was an elderly lady that was here. Twice I've had this. I think maybe my people can follow me because they know I'm there. But there was an elderly lady that was coming, and she was the whole time. Every time somebody would walk past her, she would jump up and say, "I know y'all coming from the village. Y'all coming get me. I know that y'all sending me here." And she's making the whole scene. Then she would jump up. Then she would put her there. Then she would say, I will shoot y'all. Y'all know I can't cause nothing in your hand. Just you know. This is on the plane. This is coming from America to Liberia. I'm sharing that story because this is how you the pilots didn't know what to do. What do we call hostesses now? What's the new thing? The better name? Flight attendant. Thank you, Professor Wiley. The flight attendants didn't know what to do with her, right? So I just went to the Oma and said, "Oma, I can sit down next to you." She said, "Yeah, my daughter, you can sit down." I sat down. I talked to her. What was going on with her? She hasn't been in her country for a long time. She recently had multiple deaths in her family. She was just experiencing a traumatic, you know, it was just a traumatic time for her. And all she needed was for somebody to not look out and say, "What kind of Chris would want to stay on this plane?" And really just sit with her and say, "Oh, well, you asked permission. So Mama, I can sit down when you need company. I will move from my seat. I will sit down." The entire ride we sat. We talk, no more jumping up, no more. And when the person comes, even if she saw a pilot, you know, like she saw a flight attendant, she would say, "My daughter, just put your hand on top of my face because I want to see them." It's okay. I'm fine with putting your hand on top of my face. I share that story because it's easy to see somebody for the craziness that you see. But it's harder to see them, for me at least, it's easier to see them for what's happening underneath the surface, right? We took that entire ride, she met with her family, all was well. And in fact, I got an upgrade on the flight that time. Y'all were missing out. I can be doing important today. Jerry, I can't get in judgment now.
I trust
You trust me there? I can't get in judgment. I can do important. But you know, but that's just one example of like where compassion overrides everything else that you see. Okay, there's lots that we do, but I just wanted to share that situation.
Another question. You sounded disappointed when you talk about the mental homes. What you expected, you didn't see the basic needs. So if I ask you, what would you tell the government of Liberia? What do you expect of them next time?
Can we please prioritize mental health? Because if ES Grant's still operational and then I went to ES Grant. We went there a couple times. We did trainings and in our last time even Professor Wiley and I did some trainings there too. There's no bed. and Professor Waller can add to this, there's hardly any bed for the people to lay down on. They're laying down on the bed, the spring, the bed spring, or on the floor. There's no medications at all. The way the people were happy, that's why I want to thank Dr. Silla for always including psych meds on the list. The people were so happy, you know, how were they treating patients? They were treating them with some Benadryl. They were treating them with, they said, we just want them to sleep. If they sleep, maybe they will feel better. Nothing. No anxiolytics, no medication for anxiety, no medication for depression, no medication for schizophrenia, no nothing. Nothing there, and they can go sometimes for months or even a whole year with one little supply. So I would plead with the Liberia government, can we please prioritize mental health, because y'all know, even they acknowledged it yesterday, from the top down, we all got issues. And so if we don't fix the mind, think about the cost. How much is costing our economy? Think about people that could be working right now. There are some brilliant people that are going through mental health issues. But if we don't address it, guess what? They're not being productive members of society. So please, we need bed. Please pay the people, some of them, they haven't been paid in 3 months. But they will still come, and the little bit of money that they had, they said, hey, with my left $5, just buy something for us to eat. Can you imagine that kind of heart? You coming to work, you're not being paid. The little money that you got, that's the money that you're now using to pay for the patients to eat. You know, it shouldn't be like that. So, long story short, let's prioritize mental health. Give the people some meds, give them basic assistance, food, clothing, anything to just start there. We can start there.
Dr. Simmons, your job is very important, it's crucial, but it's hard.
It's hard.
And I must say thank you, but I'd like to ask you a question to Dr. Silla, who is the Chief Medical Officer for Liberia Medical Mission, LMN. Dr. Silla, you should talk about mental health. You brought medication. Were they included?
First of all, let me briefly speak on mental health. I'm not trained in mental health.
My question actually, did you bring medicine for mental health?
Yes.
Lay the foundation now.
I got to lay the foundation. Right. We brought a lot of medication. I assume, you know, because normally I include mental health medication because we bring a mental health team, right? But I'm not trained in mental health, but I see mental health every day in what I do. I work in the emergency room and I work online. So I see people, and mental health is at every level, not because you're poor. I'm talking about people with money, they got mental health issues. For example, during the COVID, right, most people underestimated people that have mental health problems, but it manifested because even the nurses, when you go, you see them, everybody's stressed out. The doctors are stressed out. When you go into work, you're stressed out. When you leave in work, you're stressed out. You're undressed in your garage. You don't enter your home with clothes on. That's enough mental health issue. It's not in America. Here it seems like a stigma. When it says someone has mental problem, then you're crazy. No. It's at every level. And you cannot function, as she said, if mentally you're not prepared. And that medicine can attest to that. Before you go in the operating room, you know exactly what you have to go through. I think he prays, right? Do pray. And we all do pray. Mentally, you know. Just to, you know. So it's a big issue. Even when I grew up in Liberia, you see a crazy person, say, oh, the person is crazy, this person is crazy. But I'm telling you, craziness in everyone. We need to prioritize it. We need to be open. We need to speak about it. Because when we speak about it, people will be open to it. Yes. We shouldn't be hidden. You understand? There's people, they have problems. It's hidden because if they go outside, I'm depressed. I'm very anxious. You know, I'm bipolar. It become a stigma. Or I'm on antipsychotic. It become a stigma. But people in America at a higher level, you're on these medications, 2, 3 different medications, just to be able to function every single day. I think to do everything we do, outpatient in terms of the medicine, we also need to address the mental aspect. So that's why this group is unique I've done medical missions, you never seen this such a group where you see a general surgeon, an eye surgeon, mental health, outpatient. You don't see it. You see one group, that's it. So this is a unique group. And then I think it's an opportunity for Liberia, and Liberia is blessed to have this group coming in.
Have questions?
Yeah. One the people from the women for the newspaper, just have one question. That is, I want to know the duration of the training, when the training will last for.
Which training?
That is
the
the program, the mental health program.
And the CPR training?
Yeah.
Okay, you go with the I would like for the mental health team to, yeah.
Yeah, I will ask Professor Wiley to handle the RAP training piece, how long it will go. Usually when I've done trainings in the past is we at a particular place, we're there for, I think E.S. Grant was the one time we were there for a couple of days. We were there for 2 or 3 days. We came back to back, I think.
Yeah.
But most times it's one full day at a facility, a workshop. We do the didactic, the teaching piece, then we do the practical piece where we now get to ask the other person to practice what they learn on us, because we don't want to just be talking and leave people without knowledge. The idea is that what we are giving, they're taking it in and they can then give back to somebody else. So it's all about training the trainers. It's all about being able to go, what we know, we pass it on, what they know, they pass it on, and so forth and so on. We don't want there to be a lack of wisdom, knowledge, resource when we leave. Okay, we want it to be left here. So it's usually a day. We're finalizing the workshops, the programs, what it would look like, but generally a day, at most 3 days.
With that,
yeah. Per place now. I'm saying
with that, the TOT or the triple T, the training, the trainers,
trainer.
yeah. Are you satisfied with just a day? Do you think they have learned looking at the duration?
It depends, right? Because I think we don't want to get to a place where we try to do everything all at once.
Okay.
You want to give things in micro doses. Learn this little piece first, master this piece. One little piece, even if you're just learning about the importance of empowering somebody to take pride in their own health. If you can deliver that to somebody, you've done more than enough, okay? Where everybody can go get PhD overnight. We can't give PhD information in one day, but we certainly can give one piece of information at a time and then come back, give another piece of information. But in an ideal world, you see, you can be having my green thinking, says Lucia. In an ideal world, we will be able to have months of training. But for now, we start with a full day training or 2 days training. Professor Wally, did you want to add?
Yeah, you got me fired up. Difficult to sit here. But when I asked the question, what does mental illness look like? No one ever has an answer, so I raised up my hand. Mental illness, by the definition, is me. But back to the difficult question, how do you respond? The question I ask myself, what happens? Unless you have undeveloped brain conditions, something happened to you. And if I can get an appreciation of what happened, then your behavior is a natural response to that social event. So those labels is misdiagnosed. I've been living with trauma for over 50 years. Does anyone feel unsafe with me being here? Yes. So, I mean, the fun of learning, and it is about unlearning, relearning, and then practice the new learning. It's 2 days in most cases. Do they walk away with the knowing, this is the brain. This is greater than AI. If we get a small bite size of an appreciation for the word called whoa, it would save someone's life. You don't need a whole essay. I don't need 5 days. I've been dealing with this for 5 decades. And it works. So, but thank you for your questions and thank you for the opportunity to be of service to people, because something happened. And if we can understand what happened, then we can understand your behavior of lack of. Thank you.
Finally.
Yes, so my question to the Executive Director, I'm Emmanuel Bono and I report for the Liberia Broadcasting System. I want to know the different sicknesses that this team is going to be tackling for this trip.
I want that big question for me. Since I'm not a doctor, I will switch that to my Chief Medical Officer. Then let him, apart from the eye, where the ophthalmologist have already addressed that, and the mental health, which is about the training and the awareness. When you're talking about the actual ailments, Dr. Sila will address that because he's the subject matter expert, and Dr. Christopher Madison, they are here to talk about that. So, Dr. Sila, what are some of the cases?
In the past, what we intend to do is to treat most of the conditions like diabetes, hypertension, hyperlipidemia, and people that come with chronic, maybe neck or back pain. We brought enough medication for diabetes and hypertension and for cholesterol problems. We brought some antibiotics depending on the presentation. We can then determine if we need to prescribe the antibiotics or not. If not, then we might end up leaving some of those medications with local clinics or maybe the hospital system. But mainly it's diabetes, hypertension, and high cholesterol problems.
Thank you. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Dr. Madison, if you have any comment,
I mean, with respect to general surgeries, basically approaching things from a hernia standpoint. People who have these defects in the body that cause the organ to protrude outside the body can cause them, again, mental problems, because when you do not feel comfortable with yourself, the way you dress, the way you go about, that affects you. So if you have a hernia and you cannot function, I mean, you cannot go to work and have a pain that you have to work through. So having to fix that for free, I think, gives somebody the advantage. So we're hoping to address people who have basic hernias. We'll come across it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anybody have something else to say?
I just want to closing remark.
Ajay, do you have something to say? Okay. Haja alone is representing ECOWAS.
That's it. Let's go.
She alone.
I can't add anything to this. Not equipped. So much has been said on super levels. Just keep quiet.
So we go to the director for the Liberia Medical Mission will be closing us up today.
Thank you. Well, again, it's been a pleasure being in Liberia. Again, let me reiterate my profound thanks and appreciation to the President, His Excellency Joseph Wakai, to the Minister of State of Star Portfolio, Madam Haja Mamaka Ability, and to Dr. Kinimba, and to the Ministry of Health, the Chief Medical Officer, and Minister of Health, and all the other supporters and partners, to JFK, Dr. Lindeberg, who has been amazing partner since we got here, and to the LDMC for issuing our temporary licenses, to our local supporters. I also want to make mention to one of our colleagues who live in Atlanta, Elizabeth Armstrong, who was also instrumental in arranging for Cape Mount, which she did extremely well in arranging for Cape Mount County. To Aminata and Son, the National Port Authority, APM Terminal, and all the local businesses, and to King's Hotel, the ownership and administration of King's Hotel. They did, there's no hotel in this city that will do what the owner, the Liberian-owned businesswoman, has done for our organization. It's impossible. Unimaginable. Okay? And to the senators and the administration in all these counties, Bakolu, the superintendent, the mayoress, since we've been there, the mayor will travel, will cook for the team. She will travel with the team to the various district. Okay? The two senators, Senator Kone and sorry, I've forgotten about the other senator of Bakolu, Madam Kane, right? So they have been amazing. Every time they will call and check on us, what do you need in Bakolu? Do you need fuel? We'll make sure that, in fact, we are coming to get our team tomorrow to escort them officially to Bakolu City. So we appreciate all of that. That means that we are getting everyone involved, because this is a Liberian thing. That's why this organization was created. Okay? When we come, you own it. Once we reach on the ground, you have to own it. Make sure that, don't say, oh, that boat that came from America. No. What makes this thing unique is that there is no linguistic or cultural barrier. We are coming to serve our parents. We're coming to serve our uncles. So they feel more comfortable telling their daughter, their nieces, to say, look, my daughter, this is what happened to me. Okay? Sometimes they'll be embarrassed, they're telling, disclosing their different ailments to other people. But if I'm your son or I'm your daughter, then you're not going to hide anything from me. Because if you hide something from me, then how am I going to solve that issue? So this is what makes the Liberia Medical Mission, unique. So again, to my volunteers, both for local and international, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. And to the leadership, thank you. It has not been easy, but we're getting there. Everything that you have been doing, it comes from your own pocket. Every one of you pay your own way. No one got grant to get it. Some of you from your surgery room, some of you just came from outreaches and paid your own way. That speaks volumes. To the media, I want to say thank you. You have to spread the word. A good work of the Liberia Medical Mission, we're doing that for 10 years. People have just chosen to go to another country. Not to say that we have not been getting the invitation. We've been getting the invitation from Gambia, Sierra Leone, and Cote d'Ivoire. I signed a bipartite agreement in 2018 with the National Lottery Organization of Cote d'Ivoire to provide services. We have that agreement intact. But why we have not been able to go to Cote d'Ivoire? Because Liberia is right here. With everything that we're going through here in Liberia, we cannot give up on our people. So again, on behalf of my team, of everyone, I want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And so for the balance of the day, we do have the thanks to the executive mansion, they provided the bed for our volunteers. Want to go and do so my when they say the Margaret Thatcher of Liberia Medical Mission. So Rob, you will take the team. Let them go. The guys here. You go do a little bit sightseeing. Dr. Silla will advise whether we should do the sightseeing, and early in the morning we do the medication sorting, or do the medical sorting. Then before we go to, so there are beaches here, the car is here. Make sure that they go take a, do a little bit sightseeing and out on the beach. Tomorrow we'll have a breakfast. Buffalo people will be leaving tomorrow. Bombing later in the afternoon. At least to go and see the ORs and all of these
Well,
stuff.
ladies and gentlemen,
But again,
this
Rail
is Focus
Hotels
on
here, don't party too
Liberia
much.
live
If you need a security,
broadcast
do not.
with the
If you walk
Liberia
late,
Medical
just let us know
Mission
where
in
you are,
Liberia,
just to
who
make
have
sure
come
that at least that we
to
account for you. Rail Hotels
render
here, there's
some
another
help to Liberian
body
people
spot.
who are
And
not
Bolivar Hotel,
not
where
in
most of the
good
international
condition,
guests
especially
be.
with
These two
mental
hotels that the
mental
body spot in the
health
city.
illness
They're just like
group in
less
Liberia.
than 2 minute walk.
And so this group has come
just
to stay
be safe
for a
out
certain
there,
time
because
to
once
help
it's known
out
that
the
you're
Liberian
international
people.
and all of
So
this
wherever
stuff,
you've been watching from,
if you need
I said
someone to
thanks
walk with you, yes,
for
we'll
being
provide
with
that
us.
escort.
My name
If
is
you need a car
Gwendolyn
to go
Dorado,
somewhere, please check out
and I say
Roberta,
goodbye.
And she will arrange that for you. Okay, thank you so much, and lunch will be